Aloha and welcome back to Cameo Kitchen, where we take your favorite foods from movies, television shows, and video games and turn them into reality. My name is Haley and today we're in a new kitchen. We'll be cooking up the Waffle House from 50 First Dates. Let's get started. So first you're going to want to take a bowl and add 2 cups of flour. Next we're going to add a 1/4 cup of sugar. Then we're going to add 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And next add 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Measure that correctly and then add your salt. And then set it to the side and we'll use that later. Now to a different bowl, we're going to be adding 1.5 cups of milk. I'm using silk almond milk, but you could, spilled a little in there. You can use any kind of milk you want. There's 1 cup and there's the 1/2 cup. Now we're going to be adding 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Now we're going to be adding 2 egg yolks, just the yolks, so make sure you separate them. I also forgot to mention that make sure your waffle iron is plugged in and heating while you're putting together the ingredients. So now that we have all the wet ingredients, we're just going to whisk them together. So we're going to set these egg whites aside from the separated yolks, but don't get rid of them yet, we're going to use them. So now that we whisk together the wet ingredients, we're going to add them to our dry ingredients. So after you just lightly combine the wet ingredients and the dry ingredients, we are going to add in melted butter. So you're going to want to melt 8 tablespoons of butter. I use salted, you can use unsalted, whatever your preference is. Okay, now with our melted butter, we're just gonna pour it into our mixture of the wet and dry ingredients. Mix it together again lightly. Okay, and we're going to set this aside for a moment. And remember those egg whites we had? We're going to add those 2 egg whites to a bowl, as well as 2 other egg whites. We just want to add the egg whites because we're going to be beating them to stiff peaks, and if you get any yolk in there, they won't get all nice and fluffy. And that's what makes those waffles that you eat nice and fluffy. Okay, add that 4th egg white. And we're going to beat the egg whites on high for about 5 minutes, give or take a couple, until we get those stiff peaks of the egg whites. Okay, your egg whites are going to be ready when you tilt the bowl and they're barely moving and they're all sliding together. And you see those little stiff peaks in there. So they're ready. Okay, now that our egg whites are in their fluffy peaks, we're going to add... Oh, hey Rosie! What's that you have there? A note? I wonder what it says. Don't forget the Cameo! Did you have anything in mind? Yes? What is it? Peanut butter cups! Thanks! That's a great idea! Peanut butter cups! That's a great idea because in the movie, Adam Sandler's character is called Peanut Butter Cup. Oh. Luckily I have some on hand. I can only get these open. Why is this so difficult? All right, let's add some peanut butter cups. We're gonna unwrap 4 to 5 of them and cut them into small chunks and add them to our batter. Now we're gonna fold in the egg whites. And you're gonna mix it just until combined, not too much. All right, so this waffle iron has been heating the whole time I've been mixing the ingredients, so it's nice and hot and ready for waffles. like our waffle's ready. Let's check it. Look at that beauty. Now we're gonna repeat until we're out of our batter. Ooh, it's a little hot on my fingers. This is torture. They smell so good. And the Reese's. Oh, I can't wait. Okay, now the fun part. We're gonna construct our Waffle House. So what we need to start with is a square base. We're gonna cut this waffle into a square. Now we need the walls for our Waffle House. So we're gonna cut 3 more squares just like that one. Okay, we have our 3 walls. We also need to cut a square for the front of the house, but it's gonna have our doorway in it. So we need to cut a square and then cut out the inside. Put this in my scrap bowl. Don't eat all of those scraps because we're going to be using some for the finishing touches. Like so. Now we're going to cut the roof tiles like she had in the movie. So we're just going to cut along each crease into long strips. Like so. So the trick to building the house is making sure that your waffles are cooked enough, that they're hard enough, so that they can stand up. This waffle recipe generally has like a nice light and fluffy waffle, which is great for eating, but not for building. So we can cook them a little longer. You can also try throwing them in the toaster for a little bit to do that. So what we're gonna start with is our base. And we're gonna take our sides and lean them up against each other. Hopefully they don't fall apart. I'm going to use a toothpick to secure it. And then we take our doorway, put it on the front. Okay. And then remember those long strips we had? We're going to set them across the top for the roof. Be very gentle so it doesn't cave in. And set it on the sides first. And then we need to make our little palm tree. So you just take little squares. I use a toothpick down the middle to make sure that they're all, boom, palm tree. Okay. And last but not least, our door. We're gonna just take 2 squares and set it on the front here. Look at our little house. And this is the scene. This is the scene where Adam Sandler takes a toothpick and he fixes it. You can open the door and close the door. How cute is that? The colors in me like no one else. And behind your dark glasses, you're something else.
You should try this out. Put it in there, swivelly door. Waffleonians can come in and out now.
And we've made our Waffle House. And there you have it, folks, our Waffle House. Let me ask Rosie and see what she thinks. Rosie! Rosie, how do my waffles taste? Are they good? Yay! I'd say it was a success. Such a good girl, Rosie. And more waffles? Hi! Welcome back back to Cameo Kitchen, where we take your favorite foods from movies, television shows, and video games and turn them into reality. My name is Haley, and today, as you can see, we're in a new kitchen. We're gonna be making the Waffle House from 50 First Dates. Oh, we already made it. Sorry, must be my Goldfield syndrome. Thanks for watching and enjoy your Waffle House. Mahalo!